Hit the record button. If you wish to ask Cody Franson a question, please use the raise your hand feature on the Zoom chat. Cody, let's start with this one. You got yourself a big game, first 2 goals of the season, a part of a 3-point night, your second 3-point night of the season already. You must be feeling pretty comfortable because it seems like no matter what you do and who you're playing with, points are coming your way either way.
It was kind of one of those things where felt a little snake bitten for a while there. Tonight it's just kind of one of those nights where it just happened to go in. And I've said to one of the other guys in the room, I've had better shots that haven't gone in to this point, and it's just kind of one of those nights where they happen to find the back of the net. We get a little momentum out of it, and the boys got on the right foot.
What was it about tonight that was different than what we might have seen in past games? Maybe even Wednesday against Grand Rapids, where you get the opening goal to go against you, but you keep composure and you stay focused. Whereas in previous games, it might not have gone the way you wanted it, and the snowball might have turned the other direction. What was different about tonight, and then having your goal to tie things up really turn around the mindset of this group?
Well, you know what? I think that last game was humbling for guys. Our bad habits really got exposed, and the way we approached it in terms of video and whatnot, I think really had an effect on guys. They seen the little details that made what they thought were small incorrections actually turn into big incorrections. And if you pay attention to those little details, it can go a long way in a game. And I think that's what you saw tonight. Guys really paid attention in that video session and tried to implement what we were talking about. And sometimes when you have a night like that, it almost works as a good thing because the video is embarrassing for people, and that sits with you. You don't want to be the guy on the film doing the wrong things the next day right after you just got talked to. So I think our group was just focused tonight. Obviously, we're real young. There's a big learning curve and a lot to learn with this group. I think you've seen that in a number of the games so far. Everybody's still trying to figure things out, but I thought our group did a real nice job tonight responding, and we'll look to build on it.
On that note about the youth, I saw you at the bench during that third period, key penalty kills, grabbing the whiteboard, talking everybody through it. A lot of veterans talking everybody through it. It seems like you're going that extra mile just to make sure everyone is on the same page. How much are you seeing that pay off, knowing everybody knows their responsibilities at any given moment?
Well, that's the thing. We're so young, and I think no matter what junior program you come from, it's very different playing pro hockey as opposed to junior. You can get away with a lot of things in junior that just don't fly when you start playing against guys that have played pro. And for us, with being that young and having to learn so many things, I try to constantly remind guys, constantly talk to guys so that they're thinking the right things going into key situations. And you know what, for the development, it's good for them. It makes them see how engaged you have to be a pro. You can't just kind of limp into faceoffs that are in D zone or crucial times in games and just play them out. You got to be able to know exactly what you're doing depending on what happens. And, it's a good thing for them to learn. I take a lot of pride in working with these young guys. I try to talk a lot and make the game as easy for them to learn as possible.
And then, Cody, final question for me before I turn it over. You played with Nicholas Bodine tonight. He also gets 3 points. You get 3 points. Game before that, you were with Wyatt Kalnick. He had 4 assists over his previous 2 games. Is it playing with you makes other players better, or is it those players making you better, or is it somewhere in between?
I think it's a little of both. These young guys, they all skate really well. They got a lot of skills. They got a lot of tools in their toolbox. But like I said, just in being young and not having a ton of experience, sometimes having an older guy in your ear and helping them understand the game and knowing what they have when they can't really see the play behind them or whatever situation there is. I make a point of talking a lot while we're out there, and I think it kind of helps the young guys know what they have before they get the puck, and it helps them play faster and not put themselves in bad situations. And I think it's a good recipe for both sides. Typically they say, older guys like me pair well with young guys that can skate up and down the ice. That's never really been my forte, to be up and down the ice. I've always tried to pick my spots and pride myself on getting pucks on net and being a good transitional player. But these young guys are great to work with. All of our young guys have asked a lot of questions. They're trying to pick things up quick, and I enjoy playing with all the guys I've played with.
And Greg Boyson, your line is active, sir.
Cody, you had some pretty quick chemistry out there with Nicholas Bodine tonight, especially on that power play with Brendan Peary. What have you seen in his short time back from Rockford, Bodine, that's made him so successful, and his progression has been so great over the last calendar year?
Well, I think, one of the things you can't really teach guys is patience, and that's something that Bodes has in spades. You know, you see him out there; he never really panics. Tough puck, tough plays where he's got a bouncing puck in front of him, or he's got a guy right on his back as he picks up a puck, or any of those tight situations that are generally kind of panic moments for young guys. Bodes doesn't really have that big panic button, and as soon as you get somebody out there paired up with him that talks to him a lot, you can really see him shine. He can make plays with his feet. He's got a good mind for the transition side of the game in terms of making plays, and he's not afraid to attack people with the puck, which is a pretty impressive skill for a young guy to have like that.
Thank you.
Brandon Kane, your line is active.
Cody, what'd you think of Colin's save there in the last minute of the game when he fell on his back and made it with
that was something special. You know what? That was quite the save. I'm hoping that that would have been goalie interference if that did happen to go in. But the way he made that save, I don't know if I've ever been a part of a game where a goalie's made a save quite like that.
Well, excellent. Okay, Cody, that'll conclude our media session with you, good sir. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.